29th, taking on the Grizzlies before returning home March 31st, taking on the Rockets. 34 points, but also 7 turnovers for Luka in the loss. He's speaking with Mike.
Luka, JJ said he wanted to give you guys some grace, just given how things have been these last couple weeks, and he thought maybe with LeBron and Rui coming back, there could have been some sense of collective, almost not a sigh of relief, but just thinking, okay, this is going to help. Do you get the sense of anything like that, or do you think it was something else, just kind of basketball on the court tonight?
I think it was more basketball. It's always great to have people back. That first game is always tough, I can tell. But they made a bunch of shots, man.
Yeah, what do you think wasn't there defensively tonight that you guys have to get back as you go on this road trip?
I think they scored a lot of transition points, especially of my turnovers, so got to do that better. To me, I can't be losing the ball 7 times. That's way too many for me.
Luka, how do you view the spot the team's in right now? You're almost fully healthy, 12 games left. It's there for the taking if you play well in terms of seeding in the West, but if you don't, you could fall into the play-in. Just kind of how do you view this moment for you guys?
Well, I think we're in a great spot. Obviously, today wasn't a good game for us, but I think we're in a great spot, and we gotta battle every game, to try not to get in the play-in and try to get the highest seed we can.
JJ acknowledged both the pregame and postgame that the greatest part of it is going to take time to rebuild that continuity and chemistry. Are there ways, I'm not sure how much you guys are going to practice in these last 12 games, but I would imagine not many times or get much work together on the court outside of games. Are there ways you can fast track that chemistry, fast track that continuity?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think we're going to practice a lot. Tomorrow we have a 6-hour flight, so I don't think that's an option. But I think just playing the game and viewing the game together. Honestly, I don't know how, but I think when we're all together before the injuries, we're doing great stuff.
What's the right way to react to a game like this? Sorry, lose by 37 at home. Is it to have a real long look in the mirror? Is it to completely forget about it and move on?
The plan, or however you want to say, it's to go out there next game and show what we can do. Not forget about this game or learn from it. By the end of the game, you lose by 1 or you lose by 40, it's a loss. So it doesn't really matter how much you lose by, but we can't afford this game to push us back, we just got to look forward for it.
Hey, Luka, what did you think you and the rest of the group showed while LeBron was out, and now that he's back, what ways can you apply everything that you guys did without him moving forward?
He's back, so it's going to be easier for everybody. He just makes the game easier for everybody around him. So, obviously, first game back for him and Rui. But we got to forget about this game and focus on the next one, which is going to be really hard. Thank you.
Half finished with 34, 8 and 6. Austin adding 25. LBJ again, first game back after missing the last 7. He had 17, 6 and 4. Lakers shot 48% to 58% for Chicago from the field. Big nights for Kobe White, Zealous, Josh Giddey adding triple-double, 15, 10, and 17. JJ Redick, he's speaking with Mike Trudell in media.
So keep it open, JJ. What was the thing you thought stood out the most tonight?
Well, our defense. You give up 50-some, whatever it was, 44 points in the paint. Our turnovers killed us all night, which led to them getting shots in transition. Thought we did a poor job contesting. Again, they were 5 for 22 at the half from 3, and I think they were 14 for, my math is not good right now, but 14 for 19 in the second half. And Buzelis hit a bunch of those, and you're willing to live with a couple, and then we turned off some of the shift notices, and then the contests weren't great. You can certainly get into the technicality of it, and you can certainly get into the turnovers for us offensively and how that kind of destroyed our rhythm, but the disposition and the mentality I don't know if we assumed because we had everybody back that it was just going to be like it was 3 weeks ago, and that's just not the way this works. I think the guys know that, and I'm not saying that's what they assumed. You'll have to ask them that. The thing that we have talked about all season long, though, is grace, and so the group inherently gets some grace for what this last 3 weeks has looked like, and it's not an excuse. It's just the nature of where a group felt very connected, and then you lose some games on the road, you have some injuries, all that stuff. You got to get reconnected, and that's where our group will get there. We, however, don't have a lot of time to do that, and it's got to be now. It can't be in a week. It can't be in 2 weeks. It's got to be now. It's got to be Monday morning in our film session, in our walkthrough for Orlando. So again, I give the group. I love my team. I love those guys. That was the worst our defense has looked, frankly, maybe all year, but certainly in the last 3 months.
To follow up on one of the things you said with LeBron and Rui coming back, do you think there could be a collective almost, okay, that this is going to be good now, this is going to be settled, and maybe you lose some of that, not the edge, but just that, is that natural? Can you feel that once the game starts?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the word that we've used a lot, is edge, and you gotta play with an edge. And I told them this just now, and I don't think this is like a secret, so I'm comfortable sharing this. But our success this season since January has been based on our defensive disposition and our ability to defend as a team, and our individual pride on the ball, and our individual pride in doing your job with whatever it may require, a low man, a box out, a gang rebound, whatever it may require. That's going to determine our success for the next 3 weeks, and that's going to determine our success if we are able to secure a postseason berth.
With Rui missing almost 4 weeks and LeBron missing 2, whenever they got back, and you acknowledged that there just wasn't any
both those guys were out of rhythm and out of sorts.
Right, so you knew whenever that was going to happen, like there'd probably be some adjustment period. Is it better to almost have it happen, and obviously you have your...
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình, cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình là một video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán này. Mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi. Sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình